Beautiful weather conditions now, sunny and bright, still some wind problems on the court that seem to come and go. Pat?
All right, Tim, thank you very much. As the women are continuing and just completing their warm-ups, as a matter of fact, Tony Trabert, is Steffi Graf as invincible as it appears?
Well, she's playing, I think, the best tennis that she's played this year, Pat. You know, she had a thumb injury. She had very little tennis going into the French. She lost the finals there. She lost at Wimbledon, but she now has enough match play. She's hitting the ball extremely well, not making a lot of unforced errors, and is very focused. We think that's very important, so I would expect her to win this match, though Sabatini gives her an awfully difficult time with those high balls that jump up over her head.
And Mary, your opinion of Sabatini? Does she have a legitimate chance?
She's going to have to serve a lot better than she's served for the last 2 weeks, Pat, because Graf's return game is so big, especially when Sabatini has to pump in a second serve. But as Tony says, Sabatini's game bugs Steffi Graf. She doesn't like it. It's all that excessive topspin. It pulls Graf further off the baseline than she likes to be. And she's a high-risk player, Steffi Graf. So she's trying to hit winners from way back. And the ball's got a lot of work on it. That's why it could be a close match. Coming in, I would say this match has 6-2, 6-2 written all over it because of how well Steffi Graf is playing. But Sabatini, as I said, is very worrisome.
Well, certainly we couldn't ask for a better day than we've got for
Sabatini won the toss and will receive.
Steffi Graf, 21 years old, 5'9", ranked number 1, seeded number 1. Everybody's choice is number 1.
This is how Steffi's gotten here. She's lost 1 set to Elna Reinach and in the 3rd round, and then dispatched young Jennifer Capriati, and then Yana Novotna very impressively 6-3, 6-1, and Sanchez Vicario 6-1, 6-2. So she is playing the kind of tennis that she played in her Grand Slam year of 1988 after a rocky middle of the year. You know, she had physical problems, she had some family personal problems, and she's playing a very tough player.
And Gabriela Sabatini, seeded number 5, 20 years old, 5'8", from Argentina.
Sabatini won the toss.
And Mary, here's how she got here.
She had it pretty easy for right through till Sukova, who she dismissed 2-1. That's pretty impressive. Then Leila Meski put up a really big fight and attacked her serve. That's why there was a tiebreaker in there. Then she dropped the middle set just yesterday to Mary Jo Fernandez, and that was a very hard-fought match, and it was, in fact, the fight in Sabatini that got her through that one. But again, the tennis she showed yesterday is not good enough tennis to beat the #1 player in the world for 160 straight weeks now. Steffi Graf, Steffi busting the record held by Jimmy Connors. He had been #1 in the world for 159 straight weeks.
The last meeting last year, last November of '89. Graf won 6-3, 5-7, 6-1, 18-3, the lifetime record.
And the 2 times they've played on this stadium court, it has been Graf in 3 sets over Sabatini. One of those 3rd sets was 6-1 in the 3rd.
Please.
The other one 6-2. Sabatini has always run out of gas. That's something she wants not to happen today.
14 of the 21 matches they've played have been 3-setters.
Well, the coolness of today should help Sabatini.
Sabatini won the toss and selected to receive, so she wants to see if she can get Graf's first serve and settle in herself.
Not that surprising, because as we've been saying, she's been struggling on her own serve. She wants to receive.
Love 30.
It was called out, so it's love 30. You know, for the best player in the world, Steffi has an awfully high toss on her serve. And you'd think in a gusty, windy day, it's a little bit gusty today, that would bother her, it'd be blown around. But they've talked to her about it, but she just doesn't want to change it. Look how high that thing goes. You know, she says, I've won the Grand Slam, #1 in the world. Why mess with it?
Why change? Love 40. Sabatini, she leads 1-love in the first set. You won the first game.
Broke at love.
Graf hasn't won a point yet. And again, these two have they've had some close ones over the last few years. Didn't we all think that this was going to be the rivalry of the 90s, Sabatini against Graf, not Celis or Capriati, or a rejuvenated Martina Navratilova? Sabatini says she's put an awful lot of pressure on herself. She says of it, she says, I have to keep reminding myself I'm only 20. We saw Gabriela Sabatini use that drop volley to good effect against Mary Jo Fernandez in yesterday's semis, but this one popped up entirely too high and gave Steffi Graf all kinds of time to chase it down and hit a winner herself.
15 all.
You know, on that drop volley on the forehand side, she doesn't get much underspin on it. She doesn't have the dexterity on the forehand volley she does on the backhand volley, where she tries a drop volley, gets extra backspin on it, and then the ball doesn't advance forward at all.
All.
This is from our net cam, right at the bottom of the net, right in the center. Here comes Sabatini. They loom awfully large when they get to the net.
Great footwork.
Well, that's one of the things that gives Graf trouble, because she can move Sabatini around, but she covers it so well. She gets to so many balls.
40-30.
That was the Grand Slam year that completed the Grand Slam for Graf. 3-set win over Sabatini. A more aggressive Sabatini.
Sabatini leads 2-love.
I'm going to ask her yesterday if she was going to continue to charge the net. Come in. And she said, very definitely I will. And she has.
Love 15.
Great depth by Sabatini.
That's what happens when you don't get the dip. You see how slowly Sabatini is taking between points because Graf really likes to rush things. Uses much less than the 30 seconds between each point. Gabriella does not want to play to that pace. Boy, she's missed a big opportunity in this game.
Yep.
She's 2 points away from a 3-love lead. Didn't win another point.
Steffi's father, Peter Graf.
This is what you call a nothing approach. There's nothing on it. It's not very deep. Little spin is all. And you see Gabriella able to step right into it. She had a lot of choices that time.
Deuce.
Advantage Sabatini.
Big break point here. The difference with that one is that backhand has some penetration on it and had Sabatini about 5 or 6 feet behind the baseline trying to make the passing shot instead of 3 or 4 feet inside the baseline. You saw earlier Graf's average time for a match is 59 minutes.
Nicely constructed point from Sabatini. She had pulled Graf beyond the baseline and then went short into the short court for the winner. Another break point. Another chance for a 3-love lead.
The reason I mentioned that 59 minutes is what you said, Mary, is Sabatini taking extra time between points trying to slow Graf down.
Love. Sabatini will be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. Sabatini over Graf. 3-love, first set.
First serve.
It's a real big surprise. Steffi Graf came out so well out of the gates against Capriati, against Sukova. Yesterday against Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. Now she's already down 2 breaks. That's the added dimension. Sabatini, she gets this short ball
and in she comes. And a good, solid, well-made volley there. She comes in. Watch this crisp volley. Racket head is up. Didn't wobble at all. That means it came off that racket face solidly. A lot of pace.
Looks like Graf is going to change rackets.
Quiet, please.
I guess she hopes it's the racket, not her own game. Peter Graf, Steffi's father. Continuing to be the aggressor point after point.
40 love.
And I think the trick for her is not to try to come in on playing too deep, which she did a little bit against Mary Jo
Quiet,
Fernandez.
please.
Wait till you get the short ball.
Boy, she's on a roll, isn't
Game
she?
Sabatini.
4-love. First set.
Sabatini leads.
Her new coach,
4-love.
Carlos Kiermaier, in the black cap, took over right after the French Open this year. She'd had a coach for 3.5 years, Angel Jimenez, but they both felt that the relationship had gotten very stale.
$15.
See Sabatini standing over in the alley, way over.
All.
Sabatini's racket preparation on his passing shot from deep in the court was wonderful. Watch how quickly she gets it ready.
Quiet, please.
And she got the good angle.
Get the feeling it's going to be a tough day for both defending champions.
Mm-hmm.
30 all.
That's the loosest shot Sabatini has given up so far. She looks as focused as Agassi did against Becker.
Might point out it is a long ways from over.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of things can happen.
30-40.
First double fault for Graf. Break point.
Sabatini's begging for a forehand, dancing all over the place. Again, I don't think Sabatini should use the drop volley against Steffi Graf. She's just too quick. She was up there. She was in a position to punish that thing.
Also, Graf's shots are so hard that if you don't kill it perfectly, it bounces a little too deep into your opponent's court, and then you bring them right up to you.
Advantage Sabatini.
Again, Sabatini waiting for it in the alley. Tried it again. I think a shot like that, it becomes a pet shot of yours. You go to it too much, you know.
Here's the replay. See how she lets the racket head give, which you have to do to just drop that ball softly over the net.
Advantage Graf.
Game to Graf. Sabatini leads 4-1. First set. The U.S. Open of 1990. Graf and Sabatini at the USTA's National Tennis Center. That's the stadium court. Stadium packed at the moment. Graf losing to Sabatini at the moment in this first set, 4-1. Sabatini serving.
And that's a big lead because Sabatini's serving. That's 2 breaks.
Earlier today, Andre Agassi in 4 sets advanced to the men's final with a victory over Boris Becker, 3-1.
Good solid smash.
Sabatini is trying to show her emotions on the court more. She always used to bottle them up. And she's been told by a lot of people, including a sports psychologist, Jim Lair, who's been working for her, to let it out. She throws up a fist.
Great shot here. Almost half volleys of passing shot. Took it extremely on the rise. and directed it perfectly. Again, inside the baseline. That's just a reflex kind of a deal. You just hope that's going to work.
Graf serving now at 1-5.
Billie Jean King says of Steffi Graf that she's too flat emotionally. She doesn't always project. You know, only when she's in a really intense match does she.
30 love.
She was yesterday when in her match against Mary Jo Fernandez, and I've seen her a couple of times this year beat Jennifer Capriati. She gets up for that. But Billie says if you want to be a champion, you have to be intense day in and day out. Sabatini's trying to learn that.
30 love.
You know, not to be critical of what Billie just said, but here's a gal that's won 9 Grand Slam championships and not very stoic. Graf.
Yeah, but you can feel her intensity.
Oh, sure.
You know,
sure.
you can sense her desire.
But she doesn't show a lot.
Her racket's pretty noisy.
Ball change.
Sabatini leading 5-2 in the first set.
5-2.
She just misfiring a lot. She's really going to have to settle down, Steffi.
It's the nature.
Get some more balls in play.
It's the nature of a game minute when she's hot and playing well, he just knocks you down. But if she's off a little bit, then she makes a lot of unforced errors.
That's what Sabatini does to Steffi. She makes her hit one more ball. She keeps firing him back at her with all that topspin. Most people just can't stay with Graf enough to do that. Look how many unforced errors she's committed already. Nearly 3 times as many as Gabby.
30 love.
Graf is much faster about the court than Sabatini, but side to side, it's very hard to get the ball by Gabriella. Oh, man.
Fantastic shot.
Normally they would try that cross court to get over the backhand side. This one's down the line and right in the corner. Offensive lob. There's no way Graf could even try to reach it. That's out of sight, that one.
3 set points.
First set to Sabatini.
Quiet, please. Quiet.
Outside just moments ago, John McEnroe. Final preparations, getting ready for the other men's semifinal.
He's going to have a couple of people cheering for him in this stadium.
I would imagine.
Next match on.
Sabatini has won the first set, 6-2. tried to climb over, but didn't.
Usually when you're playing as well as Sabatini is, those type of things fall for you.
Virginia Wade.
Looking more British than usual, that hat.
Former champion here.
She won the first Open here as well, 1968.
Got it behind her.
30 love.
Something to be admired about Steffi Graf's resolve, even if she's misfiring on that forehand. Look, she continues to, she ran around it to take this as a forehand, knowing that at a certain point it's going to start clicking for her. She dies with her boots on.
That's right. She's only died 3 times this year, by the way, and everybody thinks she's having a terrible year.
It's been a very tough one for her, very tough emotionally. Even when she won the first leg of the Grand Slam this year, Steffi Graf, the Australian Open, she didn't play that well. And then a huge controversy came out about her father, Peter. Alleged indiscretions with a German model. That is out, and it just beat up Steffi.
30 all.
She loves her father. Her father loves her back, and yet she was feeling so much pain from it all.
Then she has a thumb injury.
Had a thumb injury that kept her out for about 2.5 months.
Operation on her sinuses right after Wimbledon.
It's been a very painful year for her. That's why she says this would be such a big deal to win this.
30-40.
Peter Graf, Steffi's father. Her mom is here as well. She's got her brother Michael, who's also around, or at least was earlier. There's Heidi Graf, and there's Michael. That's her brother Michael in the sunglasses watching on.
This is break point.
James Sabatini.
Here's a second look at that last point. Tried to go in behind her. This one lands very short. And now the stretch volley by Graf goes into the net, and you see her reaction.
Won the first set from Steffi Graf, and she's up 1-love in the second.
About 15.
Graf has only broken 6 times in the entire tournament up to this match, and she's already been broken 3 times. So they're feeling the pressure of the Sabatini ground strokes.
Everything about her looks off, though. You know, she looks very flat out there. Not just in her footwork, but even in her emotions, mentally.
We've often discussed
15
how it appears that Steffi's late on some of her preparation, particularly on the deep forehand.
Baseball scores.
Got it all going, don't they? The tennis, the baseball, college football, the pro football coming up.
15-30.
Speaking of football, this would be of the college variety. Pitt over Boston College 29-6. Texas beating Penn State 17-13. Maryland over West Virginia 7-0 halftime. Tennessee rolling against Mississippi State. Nebraska 16-8 over Northern Illinois. Much closer than you would expect.
First serve.
Graf hasn't been able to attack the Sabatini second ball enough. Here comes another one. And that's the double.
15-40.
First double called by Sabatini. 15-40. Sabatini has won the first set. Is up 1-love in the second. But in trouble now.
She's just shaking her head. She can't believe that she's had so many opportunities and she's missed them.
Advantage Graf.
Steffi's coach, Pavel Slazov, says of her that, you know, she gets furious when she's having bad practice sessions.
Yeah.
She'll come off the court in tears on a practice session. And he says maybe 1 in 30 times she'll be happy with the way she played a match. 1 in 30. Boy, talk about doing everything but finishing it off. Sabatini had constructed such a good point, moved it all around the court, and really had Steffi Graf reactive, not dictating this point. And when she had it all to win, up at the net, it's exactly what she didn't do. That's a big point and a big game for Steffi Graf to win.
That makes it 1-all in the second set.
Now she's got a chance to dig in a little bit.
First time she's broken Sabatini, and Graf's been broken 3 times already.
It's kind of depressing numbers if you're a Sabatini fan.
Yeah.
Remember what Steffi Graf did last year in the final here. She was down a set in 4-2 to Martina Navratilova. Got out of that one.
That's some good stuff. The net cord kept Sabatini in that coin a little longer. Good backhand there. This should have been a winner. Instead, it hits the top of the net. Now Gabby gets back to it. And not an easy smash at all. And Graf liked it.
That makes it 30-15.
She's got to like anything she can win at this stage because it's been a real struggle for her.
Terrific point. Shot. 2-1 Graf. Second set.
I'm in a little bit of shock right now. I mean, watching that first set, and you know, I picked Steffi to sort of run through this match, maybe 2 and 3, because the last 3 matches she's looked so sharp. And Gabby has not had a great year, and maybe she would be a little tired from her match against Mary Jo. And I mean, Gabby's just the old Gabby. She's just hitting a lot of topspin shots, hitting a lot of slice backhands, and Steffi's a little bit flat out there.
Were you surprised at the success Gabriela had going to the net in her match against Mary Jo Fernandez, and are you surprised she's not doing it that much today?
You know, it's funny because I said to Andy yesterday while I was watching the match, you know, this is okay against Mary Jo because Mary Jo got a little tight whenever she came in and put the pressure on her, but if she chips her forehand and keeps coming in on Steffi, Steffi's going to kill her. And she's not doing that. I mean, she's waiting for the right opportunity.
One thing you commented on is the surface of the court appearing to you to be slower throughout this tournament than it has been in past years.
Well, I mean, it just looks the way that Andre handled Forrest today and the way that the 4 semifinals on the women's side are baseliners, basically, you know, great ground strokes. It seems that it's hard to put a ball away, and I think that hurts Steffi Graf. I think she likes a bit of a faster court.
So you've seen evidence today, at least you think that's a probable sign of part of her problem, not being able to hit balls away.
I mean, she, you know, although the last 3 matches she played flawlessly, especially against Jennifer Capriati, but Gabby's not giving her a lot of pace. She's giving her a lot of topspin, and then the slice back and mixing up the pace. And, you know, she's just a little bit flat. She doesn't look like she really got totally motivated when she walked out there, but, you know, the match isn't over. She's a great champion, and I still think she will win the match.
Motivation for a Grand Slam championship, you're indicating that even though that title is at stake, you still have to be motivated. How do you achieve that every time?
I think when you're young, every day when you wake up, you feel fresh and you feel motivated. And I think after you've played a few years, it gets a little bit tougher and tougher. And Steffi Graf, when you look at her record the last 3 years, she's had a brilliant, I mean, it isn't excellent, it's a brilliant record. And, you know, she might not have gotten psyched up enough for Gabrielle. Maybe she got psyched up for Jennifer and the last couple rounds, but, you know, Gabby, I think she feels that she's a better player than Gabby and that she can beat her. And, you know, it just might be one of those days, but as I said before, she did not have a good start, but I think she's such a great champion. She's been in this situation even last year against Martina. Martina had her on the ropes, 4-2 in the 3rd set, and, you know, I still think Steffi will pull herself through.
Well, you are a great champion, and you've seen many of them play. Where do you rate Steffi in the Hall of Women's Tennis Fame?
I hate it when they compare champions. I mean, it's like, you know, now with Jennifer coming up, they're comparing Jennifer's and my game, and when I came up, they compared me with not Suzanne, but Helen Wills and Maureen Connors. Every generation gets better. I mean, Steffi is, I think, the best player that I've seen, besides Martina.
Okay. Well, Chris, so we thank you for joining us here. And we hope that you'll stay and enjoy the rest of the match. And you're welcome here always. We hope to see you back.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chris Everett, let's go back upstairs.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tim. 40-30. Sabatini serving to get even. In the 2nd set, she won the 1st one.
Sabatini.
2-2. 2nd set.
2-all.
It was interesting listening to Chris Evert because she had said of Steffi Graf that she could spend most of this decade at #1 if she wants to. If. I think every now and then Steffi Graf questions how much she wants of this. She's been a great #1, boy. The numbers back that up. 97% of the matches she's played, she's won.
Most she's ever lost in a year was 3 matches.
This year, she's lost twice to Monica Seles at the German Open and at the French. And then, of course, at Wimbledon, she lost to Zina Garrison.
Oh! 30 love.
Not too many people can shoot her down in straight sets either.
That's that tremendous weapon. Scary.
Normally, when you hit the ball short, she can do that to you.
Game Graf.
Game to Graf. She leads 3-2 right now. And a double fault. That's her second. Serving at 2-3 in the second set, having won the first.
All.
Let's see where Steffi takes this return of serve, how far inside the baseline she is.
15-30.
About a foot, another double fault.
She could be in farther than that, and I think intimidate Sabatini a little bit more in the second serve, plus get the ball earlier and higher where she can hit down into the opponent's court a little bit better.
All.
What a shot that was. I had to wait to see if it was good or not. Just down the line, just catches the line. Terrific.
30 all. She really ripped it.
Another chance for a break point. I think the whole tenor of the match changed when Sabatini lost her service game right off in the second set. You know, Graf is still playing kind of scratchy. She's in there digging and clawing. Sabatini feels it.
Good.
I love her topspin backhand down the line. This is just such a scary shot. She hits it so ferociously. Bang. It's her favorite backhand. Good serve.
Advantage Sabatini. Game Sabatini, 3-all.
Here's some pressure at the net by Sabatini, and she knows she can drop this short. She's in good shape because she had Graf well behind the baseline.
3-all. Second set.
First serve.
It's happened a couple of times, hasn't it, where Sabatini has worked so hard to gain the advantage at the net and then missed the volley.
Those are final scores, by the way. Texas upset Penn State.
Love.
30 love. Paul Hackett's debut at Pitt was a success as well.
Sabatini may be going to that drop volley a little bit too often. She got away with this one, though. There was some openings because Graf got there in enough time. Just hit it long.
30-15.
You have a toy like that, though. You want to play with it.
Didn't go over.
Sabatini really making Graf wait. Steffi likes to get on with it. Sabatini's trying to change it so that it's to her pace. Pavel Slozil, longtime coach at Steffi Graf. Terrific guy.
Break point coming.
With all that's happened to Steffi in 1990, Slozil has been there for her. Real lighthouse. But she's on her own now, facing another break point. This would give Sabatini a chance to be serving at 4-3 and a setup. Look at her dance.
Got the hard one, missed the easy one.
She goes out as wide as she can and did get that one back in play. Gets to this one, but missed it wide.
Graf.
Game to Graf. And we'll be back at the U.S. Open. Right now, let's go down to John Dockery.
15 love.
Thank you, Pat. I'm with Carlos Kiermaier, Sabatini's coach, and Chrissy Everett was just talking a few moments ago and said she was shocked by the outcome of that first set. What's been the difference today?
Well, I think Steffi expected some kind of attacking from Gabriela, but not so well done. She played a very good first set, and I don't think Steffi played that great of a set. She made a lot of errors, and Gabriela took advantage of it, and actually she should have won better than 6-2. She could have won easier.
Have you intentionally tried to slow it down? Steffi likes to play up that speed-up game. Have you told Gabriela to slow it down?
Yeah, well, that's something that we are working on, and for her to take her time, use the whole 25 seconds, and she's starting to do that, and she needs that because she runs quite a bit, and she has to run a lot. She's a big girl, and it's tough. It's tough on her. Thank you. So she needs that time to recuperate, and our drills are based upon that long of a rest, so she's used to taking her time.
Are you concerned about a long match here after yesterday's marathon with Mary Jo Fernandez?
Well, yeah, I would like to see another 4 games and go home, but I don't know. It's getting, you know, the match is very nice. It's really good to watch. Good tennis. It's fun.
Thank you. Thank you, Pat.
All right, John.
That's just clutch tennis from Gabriela Sabatini. That whole game.
Now, this is tough.
Again, it's Sabatini who's forcing the issue. She's trying to dictate play, and the way she handled that very tough, aggressive lob of Graf's. That's just a great stretch, a lot of heart.
Yeah, she did her best just to get a racket on it.
Yeah.
15 love.
That hit the line and skidded.
I like Kiermaier's description of the match. He says it's good tennis and it's fun, and that's what this is all about. That's the U.S. Open, the way it should be.
Especially when your pupil is winning. Helps make it fun. See, that was trouble.
Yeah. But I like when Carlos Kiermaier said, I want to see her win a couple more games, and then we can go home.
Get out of here, yeah, sure.
That's the thing. Against Steffi Graf, it's not like you can start blowing up the party balloons, taking out the hats.
Sabatini got the approach off the serve deep enough, and the first volley deeper. This was not real deep, but this one, excellent. And then a good smash, well angled.
Kiermaier also says of Gabriela Sabatini and of South Americans in general that they take longer to mature, that they're used to having a lot of people do a lot of things for them. There's Carlos in the black hat again. But what he has done with the other people, the new people around, Sabatini. Her parents no longer travel with her. She's getting more independent. They felt that she really needed to do that, to break away, take more responsibility.
A wonderful passing shot. Again with the topspin on the forehand. Watch where it lands, its angle. It lands inside the service box. That means she's gotten a good angle. It was dipping quickly. Just physically impossible for Graf to reach it.
40-30.
As much as you'd like to see Sabatini flatten out so many of her strokes, they work great on passing shots to have that dipping, diving topspin. Look at that, she's brought it back to deuce. She has never won a Grand Slam title. This is only the second time she's ever been in contention for one. And now she's 6 points away from it.
Graf.
Just good tennis.
Yeah, again, the making contact out in front and getting a good angle on the passing shot. Sabatini's made the good passing shots on both backhand and forehand, so Steffi's not sure where to attack.
Break point.
Advantage Sabatini.
And a big one it would be because Sabatini would be serving for the match.
Quiet, please.
There's the break. Sabatini leads 5-4 in the second. Waiting for the crowd to settle down.
Quiet, please.
She's trying hard to do what Andre Agassi was successful at doing. Not since 1966 have there been different champions for every single Grand Slam. That's what's happened already this year. We already know we're going to have a new men's champion because Agassi is in there and McEnroe and Sampras. We could very well have a new women's champion. Steffi Graf is in all kinds of trouble.
Sabatini serving in love 15. Tony Trabert has made his way down to courtside. If indeed Sabatini should win. Love 30. You mentioned 1966, the last time that situation occurred. It's a long time.
Andre Agassi today, just like Gabriella, you know, they're glamorous parts of their tours. There's a lot of glitter attached to them, a lot of, you know, they've all got so much appeal, but they've never won the big one. They're both trying to go legit. And that is out, popped it up and over the baseline. 2 break points for Steffi Graf to even things at 5.
Forty.
30-40. Tough points.
Got her.
5-all, second set.
Didn't you feel, Tony, that 49-mile-per-hour serve? Didn't you get the feeling that she wasn't finished breathing before she stepped up to the plate? I mean, she would have liked to have a couple more gulps of air.
Well,
Wasn't able to take them.
Point before that was such a grueling point.
Yeah.
Love 15. Love 30.
Sabatini has made Graf think that she's got to get to the net.
$15-30.
Just missed. Women's final at the USTA's National Tennis Center. We're live. As you look down from the Fuji blimp at the stadium, Shea Stadium off on the right. 30 all. 5 all, second set. Sabatini won the first set. Earlier today, in the men's semifinals, Andre Agassi advanced over Boris Becker in 4 sets. They'll play the winner of the match coming up between McEnroe and Sampras. Game to Graf. He leads 6-5 in the second. This is the first point. That's wide. Love 15.
Sabatini's trying so hard to probe the Graf backhand, that slice backhand, so that by the time Graf gets a forehand, it's cold. There it is again. Graf finally sees one, you know, which is what she wants. And she gets a bit anxious on it sometimes, or she tries to overhit it. And there again, she tried to wrap around the backhand, take it as a forehand, and did too much with it. She's trying to bust up that combo play of Sabatini's, and she's just making too many errors in the effort. This has been a terrific match from Sabatini. I don't normally think of her as using any kind of strategy at all, but this game plan has worked great.
30-15.
40-15.
Overran that one a little bit. 40-15.
Again, she tried so hard to get it to the backhand. She pulled it wide.
Advantage Graf.
And all of a sudden, a set point for Graf.
Quiet, please.
Graf. 3 times in this game, she sent them wide, aiming for Graf's backhand.
Set point again.
This is so clutch. Sabatini, because she was in trouble. Graf had a good play on that ball. Sabatini guessed where it was going. Again, these two have played a lot of doubles together. I think they recognize each other's tendencies. She knew where to cover Sabatini.
Advantage Sabatini.
Again, Graf decides to attack. It's a pretty deep ball, too, but Sabatini, again, with that topspin.
Tie break.
She held off 2 set points there.
Quiet, please.
Great work.
Tie break. Women's championship. First to get to 7 by a margin of 2. Wins the set.
Again, heavy slice off the backhand side from Sabatini. Draws a short ball from Graf. She punishes it.
And disguised it well. Sabatini will serve now. 1-0 in the tiebreak. Her tiebreak record in 1990 is 6-2, Sabatini. We're in a second set tiebreak at 1-1. Graf in 1991 1-3 in tiebreaks.
Sabatini was not in control of this at all. She sliced this and kept moving in. Graf could have lobbed her. She could have done just about anything she wanted, decided to whip it behind her. And again, Sabatini taking the full 30 between points. Graf hates that, but it's her right to do it. That's a good volley from Graf.
3-1, Graf. Ladies and gentlemen,
There's a lot of craft to it.
for the
She
benefit
knifed
of
it.
both players, please be quiet during the playing of the point. Thank you.
Sabatini wants so much to shut down Graf right here. Not get involved in three-setters, especially on this U.S. Open court. She's lost 2 three-setters to Graf already here. That's just as big a backhand as anyone can be asked to make
3-2.
at such a dramatic point in their lives.
Well, that's great stuff. Graf still leads 3-2.
That serve has just got nothing on it. 52 miles an hour. And that is out.
Now they'll change ends
3-all.
at 3-all.
Graf getting on with it and Sabatini taking much more time. The rule is that, you know, you're supposed to play to the reasonable pace of the server. Graf thinks reasonable is about 10 seconds. Sabatini again, you can see her using up everything. Every second of time she's allowed.
3-3.
Got it.
Sabatini.
4-3, Sabatini.
It's been a tough day for the German players and the defending champions, Boris Becker and Steffi Graf.
5-3.
And granted, they're not playing their best tennis, but it's been a privilege to watch Andre Agassi and Gabriela Sabatini play
Quiet, please.
the greatest matches of their lives. Sabatini now 2 points away from her first Grand Slam title.
5-4, Sabatini.
She babied that one a little bit. That chip, that slice return forehand of hers has worked well. That one wasn't as sincere as she wanted it to be. Yesterday, Sabatini hit a Boris Becker-type volley that she said was the greatest shot of her life. I think it's just been replaced by this one.
6-4, Sabatini.
A point away is Sabatini.
Quiet, please.
Her brother Osvaldo. Oh, God. Her father Peter comforting her.
This is match point again.
Watch what happens. Graf questions whether this forehand of Sabatini's was even good. Sabatini, of course, reacted immediately. Graf looked around a little while, then realized that there was going to be no call. That on this day, it was Sabatini's time to shine.
And what a match she played. I think a lot of people, Mary, thought she wouldn't have much left after that punishing day yesterday against Mary Jo Fernandez, the defending champion. She can't believe it. And right now, let's send you down to our studio and Tim Ryan.
Two great champions. The defending champion, Steffi Graf, thwarted in her attempt to win 3 in a row. Gabriela Sabatini, finally validating what everyone hoped would be a glorious rivalry between the two of them, wins her first Grand Slam. And we'll be back for the trophy ceremony in a moment. Gabriela Sabatini, the new U.S. Open Women's Champion. A brilliant display. Here is match point, down the line, right on the paint. She had the best view and was jumping before the ball landed. And gracious defending champion Steffi Graf with congratulations. And now let's go down to courtside and our Tony Traber.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for two wonderful champions? It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jerry Bettle, the president of Clairol, on my left, in the middle. And to his great credit, he's asked the lovely Linda Evans, Clairol's spokesperson, to present the checks. Linda, if you would present the check, please, to the runner-up, Steffi Graf.
Thank you. On behalf of Clairol, it's my privilege to congratulate you on a great match. Congratulations.
Steffi, I know it's a very disappointing moment for you, but have you ever seen Gabby play better?
Oh, she definitely played an awfully good match today, very well.
We'll look forward to seeing you. Congratulations on a fine tournament. We'll see you here next year, I'm sure. And Linda, you have a check now for our 1990 champion, Gabriela Sabatini.
Congratulations.
Gabby, first of all, how's it feel to have won your first Grand Slam championship?
Well, it's very hard for me to talk right now. I don't know, I just can't believe that I won this tournament. I've been dreaming a lot to win it, and I can't believe this came true today. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for all the support that you did for me.
Gabby, it seems that you incorporated something new in your game. You attacked the net a lot more than before, and it seemed to work very well for you.
Yeah, it really worked very well. We've been working with my coach pretty much and coming to the net, and it really worked in the tournament. I want to say thank you to him, to my coach. We've been working for only 2 months now, and he already gave me a lot of confidence. He helped me very much. And also I want to share this victory with my brother that he's here, and all my friends that are there supporting me. And of course I want to share this with my parents. They are not here, but they are here in my mind. Thank you.
All right, Gabby, thank you very much. And now to present the championship trophy, Mr. David Markin, the President of the United States Tennis Association and the Chairman of the U.S. Open. David?
Gabby, on behalf of tennis fans and tennis players all over the United States, it gives me great pleasure to present you with this trophy, emblematic of this year's 1990 U.S. Open Championships.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1990 U.S. Open Women's Champion, Gabriela Sabatini.
Sabatini, and a very well-deserved victory over a great champion, Steffi Graf. We look forward to many of those kinds of Grand Slam finals between the same two women in the years to come.